Okay, so we've done a few examples. Let's try, what if we had a fraction like 1 out of 10? 1 out of 10. Again, I want to make the denominator 100. I have to get the denominator to be 100 because remember, a percent is out of 100. So I'm going to set this equal to an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay, so now I've got to do my math. How many groups of 10 make 100? Or how much does 10 go into 100? Well, 10 times 10 equals 100, which means in the numerator I've got to do the same thing. 1 times 10 should equal the new numerator. And 1 times 10 is 10. So this is 10 out of 100, or 10%. Okay. As soon as you have the denominator equal to 100, you can have a percent. Right? Any questions that you have, you should note them on the side. If you have any thoughts about any of these, you can write them on the right-hand side. Now, because I have a little bit of extra space, I think I'm going to do some more examples on the right. Let's do something maybe a little trickier. Let's do 32 out of 20. Okay, now this time my numerator is bigger than my denominator, but I'm going to make this an equivalent fraction first. So again, my first step is to make the denominator 100. Okay, so I need an equivalent fraction where the denominator is 100. So how many groups of 20 go into 100, or how many times does 20 make 100? Well, 20 times 5, because you can count by 20s, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, which means the numerator I can multiply by 5 also. Now, I don't know 32 times 5, so I'm actually going to do the math over here, 32 times 5. But remember, you guys, since this is chapter 4, you can use a calculator if you want to. I like doing things by hand because I think it helps me build my mental fortitude, but you can definitely use a calculator if you need to. 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. So this is 160. All right, now my denominator is 100. So my percent is 160%. I don't have to do anything else, because all I do is I take that top number and that becomes my percent. 30 was my 30%, 80 was my 80%, 10 was my 10%, 160 was my 160%. I'm going to give you 2 try-its. So I'm going to pause, I'm going to write the try-its, then I'm going to have you pause and I'm going to have you try them. All right, here are my 2 try-its. 43/50ths and 2/5. So take a few minutes. I want you to write these 2 down, and then I want you to pause the video for 2 minutes, and I want you to try it. Okay, hopefully if you're back, you've tried those 2. So I'm going to start with this first one. Again, my first step is to make the denominator 100. So I'm going to set this equal to a fraction with a denominator of 100. How many groups of 50 go into 100? Well, 50 times 2 equals 100, just like this example up here with 15/50ths. So then I need to take 43 and multiply it by 2. I don't know that off the top of my head, so I'm going to do 43 times 2. Again, you can use a calculator if you want to. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. So this is an 86, which gives me 86%. If you got 86%, give yourself a star. Nice job on that. Okay. All right, let's try 2/5. Again, I need a denominator of 100. Make denom 100. So I'm going to set this equal to a fraction out of 100. How many groups of 5 go into 100? 20 groups of 5. So then I multiply